Now let's look at a memorandum. At the top left, the word memorandum is bold and stands out. At the top right is the name of the organization. Notice there is no mailing information underneath the name of the organization, and that is because most memorandums are hand delivered. Now, typically at the top of a memorandum, we have the two lines, and in between the two lines is the address information for the receiver. And so it says, to the permanent secretary. The memorandum is always addressed to the head of the agency. To the permanent secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Out Island Traders Building, East Bay Street, Nassau, the Bahamas. It does not have the postal information. Then next to that, your reference, our reference, the date. Please note that the date is usually in line with Nassau, the Bahamas. If you do not know the reference of the receiving agency, you would leave that blank. But certainly, your reference should be placed there. That is the file reference number that indicates where this document is to be stored. Now, even though memorandums are addressed to the head of the agency, that may not be the actual officer who will execute whatever request or whatever information that you are forwarding. So you would want to put this memorandum to the attention of the specific individual so that they could see this matter and deal with this matter immediately. And so you have to the attention of George Dorset, Under Secretary. And then we have our reference. It is capitalized, bold, underlined, and centered. Use of Arawak key for launch of the Happiness and Wellness magazine. Our paragraphs are not indented, they are not numbered. You skip a line between paragraphs. Please note, in the final paragraph, contact information for the officer who is dealing with the matter is included. That is very important because any returning memorandum will also be addressed to the permanent secretary. And so we would want to know who is the direct officer dealing with the matter. An email address and a telephone number is usually included. At the bottom, we have the name of the permanent secretary, David Roxbury, permanent secretary. Now, there are some initials underneath, and that means DR for the signator, David Roxbury, his initials, and then a colon or a slash, JL, in small letters for Gemma Lightburn, who drafted the document. So if the signator and the drafter are two different individuals, that needs to be indicated. And then we have something enclosed, and so at the bottom we have ENCL. That is the enclosure. Please note attachments are small pieces of paper, limited amounts, that can be stapled or paper clipped to a document. Enclosures are magazines, catalogs, brochures, larger documents that cannot be stapled or paper clipped.